everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Shine Africa. And we are still at the Somatel Hotel in BMRC, and I want to say a very big thank you to management and staff of Somatel Hotel BMRC for keeping us here. And on today's episode of the show, we want to talk about something that warms my heart. We are talking about women, and we're not just talking about women, we're talking about young women. And we have a young parliamentarian in the house. But just before you meet my guest, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my guest artist, Diamond Proof.
Dap on that bitch like I'm 21. 37 nigga #1. Chiboklo Dula, sponsor. Damonte I know, Monshan. Wait a minute. Papi, go get it. I'ma show you how to get it. Now you see me go track.
Get money, get fame. Get bitches, get pain. Get a pen, make a heat track. Make artists insane. Get 10, make it 20. Turn the 20 to a 40. Scream bitches if you want to. Kole, no be super good. Man bad, no be Babylon. Fucking system, not the outcome. No camera, me son. I'm the best, it's a fun song. Killing niggas like Ratata. Still ill, El Puta. Toujours dans mon quad, jongleur. Carl Ford, Billy, pointeur. Damn proof by another one. Damn proof by another track. Damn proof by the spit dish. No joke, no bullshit. Damn proof by the shine. Damn proof by the grind. Stunner man, stunner kid. See the prime. Dap on that bitch like I'm 21. 37 nigga #1. Chiboklo Dula, sponsor. Damonte I know, Monshan. Wait a minute. Papi, go get it. I'ma show you how to get it. Now you see me go trapping.
Dap on that bitch like I'm 21. 37 nigga #1. Chiboklo Dula, sponsor. Damonte I know, Monshan. Wait a minute. Papi, go get it. I'ma show you how to get it. Now you see me go trapping.
Funny since I was a kid, cause in the belly I was swimming in Hennessy. Now I'm rocking the necklace with heavy sauce midday. No prisoner, no politics, just sweet past payday. Jumping on this rap, I spend money check MJ. Get money, get fame. Get bitches, get pain. Take the mic, make it stupid. Competition, no day. Dance to my anaconda. Wait a second, let me lean in that. Music going so viral. East side to the west side. Damn proof by another one. Damn proof by another track. Damn proof by the spit dish. No joke, no bullshit. Damn proof by the shine. Damn proof by the grind. Stunner man, stunner kid. See the prime. Dap on that bitch like I'm 21. 37 nigga #1. Chiboklo Dula, sponsor. Damonte I know, Monshan. Wait a minute. Papi, go get it. I'ma show you how to get it. Now you see me go trapping.
Dap on that bitch like I'm 21. 37 nigga #1. Chiboklo Dula, sponsor. Damonte I know, Monshan. Wait a minute. Papi, go get it. I'ma show you how to get it.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
You're welcome back from that very beautiful, I call it the Diamond Proof break. And it's now time for us to welcome our very, very beautiful and African guest. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Honorable Ambe Precious. Well, Honorable, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you. You asked us to do watermelon juice.
Yes,
Why do you
ma'am.
like watermelons?
Well, it's rich in nutrients and it equally helps to boost the immune system.
That's very beautiful. Let's go to my kitchen where we do the happy juice.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
Do you have a juicer at home?
Yes, ma.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's easy. You can just dash in and do something for your mom and dad. This is for you.
Thank you.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
Green. Ah, that's beautiful. I love everyone who loves green. So I give you a green straw. And I'm also going to be getting one green straw for myself. Have a sip of your juice, please. How do you like it? Tasty, right? And just before we take leave of you, remember that a kitchen without a juicer is not alive. A kitchen without a juicer is not alive.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
You're welcome back from that kitchen break, ladies and gentlemen. Like I told you before we went on break, I'm still in the company of beautiful Ambe Precious. Your names are more than that, Anastasia.
My name is Honorable Ambe Precious Anastasia Lum.
Voila. So let me not make the mistake of not putting the... And you are the badge of 2018?
Yes,
2018. Wow, that's
Yes,
beautiful. We like to talk to you about all the things that you have done as honorable. I know that you have been to Burkina Faso to represent Cameroon, but first, tell us a little bit about you, where you come from, and all of that.
Well, as I earlier said, my names are Honorable Ambe Precious Anastasia Lum. I was born in 2004 in the month of January on the 19th day. I hail from Bafut.
That makes us two unsaid now.
Yes, but I was born in Yaoundé.
Yeah, okay. And I know that you went to school in Bamenda, PSS, Bafut, until the crisis.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So where do you school now?
Currently, I school in Frankie Comprehensive Secondary School.
Well, without any publicity, that's here in Yaoundé. So tell me, how do you become a junior parliamentarian in Cameroon? What does it take?
To become a junior parliamentarian, the Ministry of Social Affairs sent a delegation in all of the 10 regions to move to different schools where they drop question papers for some selected students to answer, and then they choose the best out of the students, where they now give them the
opportunity.
Yes.
So it's not by election. No. So the Ministry of Social Affairs comes to your school, they give you a questionnaire, you answer, and the mark it.
Yes,
and if you do very well, they just send you to the National Assembly?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
If in case they don't go to schools, they can go to other organizations like women empowerment organizations where they take care of children with disabilities.
Wow. So how many of you were in your batch, 2008? Then you were 14 years, I must say. You're 16 years now.
Yes, ma'am.
You were 14 years in 2008 and 2018.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. How many of you in that batch?
In my batch, we were 180.
180 junior parliamentarians?
Yes, from the different regions.
Yeah. Okay, from the Northwest region, do you still remember how many you were?
We were...
Oh, let me know.
18 of us.
18 from the Northwest region. That's a huge number. Now, I know that you have been to Burkina Faso to represent Cameroon on something. What was that?
It was on the Day of the Child. So I went to speak...
African Day of the Child.
Yes, ma'am. And I went to talk about the Africa I Want.
The Africa I Want. That was on the International Day of the African Child. You were talking about the Africa you want.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I watched your video on YouTube, and it's very powerful, the Africa you want. And I think that before we continue talking about the Africa that you want, let's watch this video, ladies and gentlemen.
I am Ambe Precious Anastasia. I am a Cameroonian, and I am 14 years old. I was privileged to be one of the junior parliamentarians who went to the National Assembly for the 2018 session to talk about the rights of the African child in general and the Cameroonian child in particular.
As a junior parliamentarian, I educate my mates on the rights we have as children, as well as our duties towards our elders and our teachers. I equally sensitize parents on the importance of birth certificates to every child. I am here today in Burkina Faso to talk about the Africa I want, and I stand for quality and inclusive education. The Africa in which we are in today is not the one I really desire or hope for. I envisage an Africa where there is quality and inclusive education. What I believe we all want is an Africa where every child will possess a birth certificate and will equally have the right to at least free basic education and an opportunity to go beyond basic education if they so desire. By quality education, I mean widening opportunities to increase educational participation or opportunities for all to learn, including boys, girls, children with disabilities, as well as any individual who is willing to learn. That, to me, will mean inclusive education. And inclusive education may also refer to no feeling of rejection of any form. I was very happy when I heard that 68 inclusive schools have been implemented in Cameroon by the Cameroon government. This is good, but it is not enough. More schools have to be implemented to completely eradicate the feeling of rejection felt by these children with disabilities, pygmies, and equally the albinos. A society in which no girl child is left at home due to early marriages, early pregnancies, or any sort of tradition as it is practiced in the northern part of Cameroon. According to UNICEF statistics, 70% of the Cameroon girls are illiterate. I have a story to share with you of one of my village girls, Limunga, who was denied primary school education. Why? Because she simply had to become a babysitter to her uncle's children. Fortunately, she was sent to primary school at the age of 14, approximately my age, thanks to the NGO Plan International, who supported her, and she graduated at the age of 20. I, Precious Anastasia, from Cameroon, believes that every child deserves an opportunity, and a very good opportunity like Limunga. That is, an opportunity to go to school. I want an Africa where children will live and study in security. This is because children in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon have not been going to school for over 2 years now. For over 2 good years. Why is this? Due to insecurity. Terrorist groups attack school children, teachers, and even burn down schools. While I was in the northwest region, it was terrible. We couldn't study. We were afraid. We could sit in class and listen to gunshots right from the roadside, coming from the roadside. It was very terrible. Teachers were no longer coming to school because they were scared of being shot on the way. It is their right to study in security. It is the right of every child to study in security. I was fortunate to have left the northwest region to be in Yaoundé, where it is relatively safe. But what will be the fate of these thousands of children who do not go to school, who have not been going to school for over 2 years now in the northwest and southwest regions? When I mean 2 years, I mean 2 years. What will their future look like? It is their right to study in security. So, I appeal to all government workers all over Africa, as well as decision makers like UNICEF, to ensure that all the children in their countries go to school in peace and security. To continue with, I do not want to see any child think of going abroad to study or search for greener pastures. Children should live and invest in their continent. Good education, even without a job, is still very important because an educated person will know how to behave in the society. It is in the same light that I do not want to see any child sleep by the roadside or hawk on the streets. It is very dangerous, and it is their right to shelter and good education. They also deserve birth certificates. Finally, I want an Africa where the rights of the child will be respected by all, where the Sustainable Development Goals have been achieved to the fullest by 2030. Je veux une Afrique où chaque enfant aura l'accès à l'éducation. This is the Africa I want. Thank you.
Let us put our hands together once more for Honorable. I think it's a very powerful video, and I see you very powerfully, and it's more than 10 minutes. That video is more than 10 minutes. How did you do it?
Well, it took me a lot of time to memorize all what I had to say, but most of my
About
speech,
how much time?
it took me
2
at
months?
least 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's not a lot of time to memorize something as good as the one that we just saw.
Thank you, ma.
So tell me about the Africa that you want. You're here now. What Africa do you want?
Okay, I'll just reiterate on what I said over
In the
there.
video, yeah.
Yes. So the Africa I want is one where every child will have a birth certificate. Every child will be entitled to a birth certificate. Every child will have access to education. No child will be seen hawking on the streets,
Yeah.
sleeping by the roadsides.
So no street children.
Yes.
Yes, of course. And the video focuses a lot on the persons with disabilities. Why?
This is so because in our society there are many children with disabilities, and we tend to look at those children like they are low, they are not
Yeah.
our level because they cannot do one thing or the other. But in that video, I emphasized on them because they too, they have potentials, and some of them even have more potentials than us who are whole, complete.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to portray their abilities and show the world that the fact that you are disabled does not mean that you are unable. You
Yeah,
cannot do
wow,
certain things.
beautiful. Now tell me how you went to Burkina Faso. Who chose you? Was there competition? How did they pick you to represent Cameroon?
From what I think they needed a child from the Northwest and the Southwest region who have actually experienced the crisis and someone who is English speaking.
Wow, okay.
So when I was chosen, I was asked to do a presentation in front of the Minister of Social Affairs, where she validated my speech and she gave blessings before I traveled out.
Before you traveled out. So do you know how many people were into that competition? Was it just you, or there were other
There
junior
were other
parliamentarians?
junior parliamentarians.
And you won. Please, let's keep clapping for her. When we come back from the break, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be finding out from our guests just what they do out of the National Assembly. What else do junior parliamentarians do while we are sleeping? Let's have another musical break with Diamond Proof.
That petty for one shit, you don't miss ho. I beg and put grand friend no be my jeans so. No ho, I solo happy, solo chombe. I turn up for one end, I be man way. Bolo bolo them boss, not them friendly loss. I know the dream is beer, they keep around. Haters they don't hate, they go grow on. You go there like Anga whipping a pom pom. Now you killing the beat, they like kung fu. I'm Jackie Chan at your door, no be bonjour. It's N on the track, no you gon' call. That petty for quoi don't be na tonton. Oui, c'est l'un them. Tu veux faire quoi, colonien? Kana ting them. So waka waka real. On down c'est la mia. 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 On down c'est la mia.
Tous les jours on est au quad. Tous les jours c'est les joker. Tous les jours on est au quad. Tous les jours c'est les joker.
The second verse of speed is for the gangsters. Hustle and hustle, even if not bastard. If Brenda be a been and ging a room, I go tell you I love you just to feel the blues. I say pays don't battre la jungle. Même si tu veux rendre, on attend te renvoie. Ça mon là, mon rap c'est la patate. Now you feeling the things sagat. On t'a just la gola, faut pas trahir. Mais comme c'est toi le don, tu es beau sur ça. Wash hand, tu trembles comme un maquisa. Ok voilà ce gars qui vient, tant pis pour toi. Ouais, all side na them. Sleep you know if you sleep a boy, all side na them. Wake up, you know if you brush my you know if you wash face, you know if you shit. All side they find you nigga that wanna. On down c'est la mia. 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 On down c'est la mia.
Tous les jours on est au quad. Tous les jours c'est les joker. Tous les jours on est au quad. Tous les jours c'est les joker.
Wow! Ondang Salamia. Ondang Salamia. I am sorry, but I actually did not know that it was you that sang this song. We've been singing it and dancing to it ever since we came into this hall today. And so that song is really, really so nice. What's the title?
It's La Mia.
Lamia. Does it mean anything?
It's actually the name of a dance. Like I was inspired by a song I watched on Trace.
Okay.
That was a French song, and I promised myself to never do it in a different way.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And you have called people's names in it, and it's like, it makes you so funky, Brenda Beer, and all of that.
That's what makes it fun, because
Yeah.
When they talk about rap, it's all about mastering the art. When you say something that captivates somebody, like if that part of the song is what makes them very excited to hear. So
Yeah.
that's
But
very
the song, I
obvious.
think the melody in itself is very beautiful. And then you want to talk to me about when you started singing?
Yes, I started singing 7 years ago, but when I talk about writing music, I did it like from the age of 13. Like as a kid, I rarely had expressed myself, so I was very reserved. So music was my way of expressing myself, and I fell in love with the art. And at the time in school, like upsets would call for me, and they would want to listen to wordplay, they
Wow.
listen to different sense, or like different things you might say in the rap that captivates them.
Wow.
And they were so amazed, and that's how I fell in love with the art, and I wanted to feel it more and more.
Wow, and I've just fallen in love with the art right now. So thank you very much for coming on the show. I hope to see you again some other
I'm
time.
very grateful, and if you permit me to say, you look very beautiful in your outfit.
Say it again.
You look very pretty in your outfit.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm blushing. Thank you. See you. Okay.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
You're welcome back from that very electric break, the Lamia break, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you're still on Shine Africa, and we are still at Sumatel Hotel BMRC where we're having this show. And I'm still in the company of Honorable Ambe Precious. Please, before we went on the break, we said we'll be talking now about what you do on a daily basis. What do you do?
Well, Out of the parliament, I just carry out my activities like every other normal child. Just wake up, do house chores, go to school, come back, do house chores, study, all of that.
Yeah. Are you thinking that you're going to maybe before your turn runs out? Does it ever run out?
Yes.
Okay. How much time do you still have?
Normally, the reign for a junior parliamentarian is 1 year.
Ah, okay.
So my reign is already over.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So now, is there a time where you go out for, to say you meet some women's groups, you want to talk to some girls, and in the video that I watched, that we all watched, you talked about the girls in the north, when you talk about forced marriage, you talked about the pygmies, and is there a time when you think you're going to go out and let these girls see you, not just on the video, not just in Burkina Faso, not just in Yaoundé?
Yes, a time will come when I'm going to do all of that. But for now, and most of the time, people invite me to come and talk to them. Like in December 2018, I was invited by St. Rita's Orphanage in Simbok to talk to the children. So if anyone is interested or if anyone needs me
Your
to talk to them,
services to encourage some girls in
Yes.
any part of the country, then they can
Yes, they
call
can
you.
call me.
How can they get you on social media?
Well, on Facebook, Ambe Precious, Instagram, Ambe Precious.
Wow. And of course, we have the email that is also running on the screen now. If you want to talk to the Honorable Ambe Precious, I love that. I'm jealous of your title.
Thank you, ma.
You can write to her using that email. And you have been listening to her talk. I'm very sure that there is somebody who is willing and eager to ask a question at this moment.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Simone Mani. I have two questions. The first one is, as a junior parliamentarian, what makes you different from the others? And the second one is, in the future, do you have any political ambition
Wow.
apart from this? Thank you.
Ash, those are beautiful questions.
Thank you very much for the question. Well, I'll begin with the first one. As a junior parliamentarian, I'm not really different from other kids. What makes us different is that I have access to the parliament, and parliamentarians in general, they make the laws for concerning children. So if children have any problem, they come to any parliamentarian or they come to me, then they pose their problem. I can take the problem to the parliament, whereby all the other junior parliamentarians will sit down, look at the problem, and we are going to make a law concerning that problem in the favor of the other kids.
Beautiful.
And for the second question, I don't really have any ambitions of going into politics. I prefer diverging towards medicines.
Wow, that's beautiful. We wish you the best in all that you're doing. And now you have been answering the questions. Now is the guest question. You have to ask me a question. What would that be?
If you have the opportunity to change something in this country, what will it be?
I would change everything that surrounds children. I think that we take children for granted a lot. And I see a lot of children on the streets, like you said when you went to Bangui, and I would change laws surrounding children.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure
I couldn't have said otherwise with you here on set. Clap for me, please. Okay. And now it's my favorite slot on the show. It is the dance slot. And to ask us to dance to...
Indira and Serge Beno, La Victoire.
Voilà la victoire. Please, can we have it?
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
J'aurai la victoire, 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 la victoire, la victoire, j'aurai la victoire.
You're a very beautiful dancer. I think honorables dance very well. And now we're going to see exactly how many marks you've made for yourself just dancing. Was it a 5? No. Was it a 5? No. Was it a 7? Yes. Was it a 7? No. Was it a 9? Yes. Was it a 9? Yes. That leaves us with a 10. You had 10 on 10 just dancing here. And of course, now we are going to have you leave your signature, your name and your signature. Just get some space. Get any space on the calabash. This is beautiful. And we have the signature right here for verification. And just before you go, we came here with a gift for you. So this is what we give you on Shine Africa.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Ma, for inviting me on this slot today. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much, and we are so happy to have had you on the show. Please say hi to your parents back home. Thank you.
I would like to say hi to my daddy, Ambe George, in the US, my mommy, Director Angelica B, and to my siblings at home. And
Thank
also
you,
to
and
my-
some of them are here. They came here with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, and see you some other time. Thank you. Okay.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
Before we take leave of you, here is our watchword. It is an African proverb, and it says, even when circumstances are dire, people still manage to find something to smile about. Even when circumstances are dire, people still manage to find something to smile about. Ladies and gentlemen, here's how we call it a wrap on this episode of Shine Africa. And just before we go, I'd like to say a very big thank you to Somatel Hotel, BMRC, for having us here. And until next time, it is a bye-bye from me to you. Bye-bye. And until next time, I remain your guest, Reverend Abongta. Oh, Jesus. Oh, on va venir avec une autre chose encore. I'm not eating. I don't want to eat. I want to drink. If people are making too much, I'll not even talk again.